What if I told you that the one thing standing between you and the life you've always dreamed of isn't your circumstances, your skills, or your opportunities, but a silent, invisible force called fear? Today, I am going to reveal the secret to stopping fear in its tracks and unlocking the power within you to create the future you truly desire. Because, just as Napoleon Hill taught, success is not something you chase, it is something you attract, and the key to that attraction is mastering your mind. Are you ready to discover the secret that turns fear into fuel and possibility into reality? Fear is one of the most powerful forces that governs human behavior, yet it is often invisible, sneaky, and underestimated. It hides in the corners of our minds, whispering doubts, creating hesitation, and convincing us that the safe path is the only path. The truth is, fear is not a weakness. It is a signal, a message from your subconscious that something unknown, uncomfortable, or challenging is approaching. The key to personal growth, achievement, and creating the life you truly want is not to eliminate fear entirely, but to identify it, understand it, and confront it head-on. Until you do that, fear will continue to control your decisions, limit your potential, and rob you of the future you are capable of creating. The first step in this process is awareness. Most people do not realize how much of their lives are governed by fear, because it often disguises itself as caution, procrastination, or rational thinking. You may tell yourself, "I'm just being realistic," or "I'll wait until the right time," when in reality, fear is dictating your actions. To break free, you must shine a light on it. Ask yourself, what am I avoiding? What thoughts make my stomach tighten, my heart race, or my mind swirl with excuses? These are the fingerprints of fear. Recognizing fear is not a sign of weakness. It is the first act of courage. Once identified, the next step is understanding the nature of your fear. Fear often arises from imagined consequences rather than actual threats. Your mind has a remarkable ability to amplify potential dangers, painting worst-case scenarios in vivid detail. Think about a time you hesitated to take a bold step, starting a business, speaking in public, pursuing a relationship, and then realized later that the outcome was not nearly as frightening as you had imagined. Fear is rarely rational. It is reactive. By analyzing it, asking why you feel it, and separating facts from assumptions, you can begin to strip fear of its power. Knowledge is a shield, and understanding fear allows you to confront it with clarity rather than with blind anxiety. Confronting fear requires intentional exposure. This is where real transformation begins. Avoiding fear may feel safe in the moment, but it reinforces its hold over you. Each time you step toward it, even in small ways, you weaken its grip. Imagine fear as a muscle. The more you confront it, the stronger your courage becomes. Start with small challenges, things that make you slightly uncomfortable but are manageable. As you repeatedly expose yourself to fear, you will notice that what once seemed terrifying begins to feel ordinary, and your confidence grows. The practice of confronting fear gradually rewires your mind, proving to yourself that you are capable of far more than you realized. Another critical element in facing fear is changing your relationship with it. Fear is not your enemy, it is a teacher. It signals the areas where growth is possible, where dreams lie just beyond your comfort zone. Instead of running from fear, shift your perspective and ask, what is this fear trying to teach me? What opportunity lies on the other side? This subtle shift transforms fear from a paralyzing force into a guide, a motivator, and a catalyst for action. The great achievers in history, Napoleon Hill often cited these examples, understood that fear was a natural companion to ambition. They did not seek a life without fear. They learned to move through it with focus and determination. Equally important is acknowledging fear without letting it define you. Many people allow fear to become their identity. I'm not a risk taker, or I'm just too anxious to try that. When you identify fear, name it, and confront it, you separate it from your sense of self. Fear is temporary, your potential is enduring. By disassociating from fear, you reclaim control and make conscious decisions rather than reacting out of avoidance. Every time you take a step in the face of fear, you reinforce a new narrative about yourself, one of courage, resourcefulness, and resilience. Finally, confronting fear is a lifelong practice, not a one-time event. Each new goal, challenge, or opportunity will bring fear in a different form. The difference between those who achieve extraordinary success and those who remain stuck lies in how consistently they face fear rather than flee from it. The process becomes self-reinforcing. The more you identify fear, the better you understand it. The better you understand it, the more confidently you confront it, and the more you confront it, the closer you get to creating the future you want. In essence, fear is not a barrier but a doorway. By identifying it, understanding it, and confronting it directly, you unlock the first and most crucial step toward personal mastery. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is action in spite of it. Each time you meet fear head-on, you take ownership of your life, reclaim your power, and set yourself on the path to the extraordinary future you have imagined. This is the secret that every successful person knows, yet so few truly embrace. Fear is temporary, but the life you create by confronting it is eternal. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess, yet it is often underutilized, misdirected, or cluttered with beliefs that do not serve you. Most people live their lives reacting to circumstances rather than consciously shaping them. They allow negative self-talk, doubts, and limiting beliefs to dictate their actions and define what is possible. But the truth is, the mind can be trained, programmed, and rewired to serve your highest ambitions. Reprogramming your mindset is the deliberate act of taking control of your thoughts, your beliefs, and your mental habits so that they work in harmony with the life you want to create. This is not merely wishful thinking. It is a science and an art, one that has been practiced by every great thinker, innovator, and achiever throughout history. The first step in reprogramming your mind is becoming aware of the beliefs that currently govern your thinking. Every thought you hold, every assumption about yourself and the world, shapes your perception of reality. Some beliefs empower you, while others limit you. A belief like, "I am capable of achieving great things," propels you forward. A belief like, "I am not good enough," holds you back. The challenge is that many limiting beliefs are subconscious. They were formed through early experiences, societal conditioning, or repeated negative reinforcement. To reprogram your mind, you must first identify these hidden barriers. Reflect on the thoughts that arise when you face challenges. Notice the patterns of doubt, fear, or hesitation. Awareness is the key that opens the door to change. Once you have identified limiting beliefs, the next step is replacing them with empowering ones. The mind cannot hold two contradictory beliefs at the same time. When you consciously choose to focus on positive, empowering thoughts, you begin to overwrite the old, unproductive programming. This is where repetition and consistency play a crucial role. Just as a musician practices scales daily or an athlete trains relentlessly, the mind requires repeated input to form new neural pathways. Affirmations, visualization, and intentional reflection are all tools that allow you to feed your mind with beliefs that support your vision. For example, if fear tells you, "I will fail," replace it with, "Every step I take brings me closer to success." At first, this may feel unnatural, even forced, but over time, your mind begins to accept these new beliefs as truth, and your behavior begins to align with them. Equally important in reprogramming your mindset is taking control of the thoughts you allow to dominate your mind. Most people drift through life allowing their minds to be invaded by doubts, distractions, and external negativity. But your mind is like fertile soil. Whatever seeds you plant will grow. Choose carefully what you feed it. Surround yourself with positivity, inspiration, and ideas that uplift you. Read books that expand your thinking, listen to voices that encourage growth, and spend time with people who challenge and inspire you. At the same time, guard your mind against the negativity that can sabotage progress. Thoughts of fear, resentment, and self-doubt are toxic. They prevent your mind from functioning at its highest level. By deliberately curating the mental environment you inhabit, you strengthen the foundation for success. Visualization is another powerful tool for reprogramming your mind. When you vividly imagine the life you want, your brain begins to treat it as a possible reality. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between real experiences and experiences vividly imagined. By mentally rehearsing your desired outcomes, you train your mind to recognize opportunities, solutions, and actions that align with your goals. Napoleon Hill often emphasized the power of a clearly defined vision. He taught that when a person holds a definite goal in their mind and repeatedly focuses on it with emotion and belief, it creates a magnetic force that draws opportunities, resources, and solutions toward them. Visualization is the method by which your internal world begins to shape your external reality. Reprogramming your mindset also requires replacing fear and doubt with faith and certainty. Fear, indecision, and hesitation are the result of mental programming that tells you to play it safe. Faith, in this context, is not blind optimism. It is an unwavering belief in your ability to take action and create results, no matter the obstacles. When your mind is reprogrammed to operate from a foundation of faith rather than fear, your confidence becomes unshakable, your decisions become bold, and your actions become consistent. This mental shift is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Finally, reprogramming your mind is an ongoing process, not a one-time event. Every challenge, every setback, and every new goal is an opportunity to strengthen your mental programming. As you consistently feed your mind with empowering beliefs, affirmations, and visions of success, you transform it from a passive observer of your life into an active architect of your destiny. The thoughts you cultivate today will become the reality you experience tomorrow. In essence, reprogramming your mindset is about taking responsibility for the most important asset you have, your mind. It is about consciously shaping your thoughts, beliefs, and mental habits to align with the life you desire. Fear and doubt may never disappear completely, but a mind that has been trained, focused, and empowered will rise above them. Every great success begins in the mind. When you learn to master your internal world, your external world inevitably follows. You move from reacting to circumstances to creating them, from being shaped by life to shaping life itself. Reprogramming your mind is not just a tool for success. It is the secret to designing the future you truly want. Knowledge alone is not power. Insight alone does not produce results. Dreams, goals, and plans, no matter how well thought out, remain just ideas until they are acted upon. The missing ingredient in the lives of so many people who fail to achieve their true potential is decisive action. Action transforms thought into reality. Action turns vision into results. Action is the bridge between fear and courage, between limitation and possibility, between wishing and having. Yet, taking decisive action is not simply about moving. It is about moving with purpose, clarity, and confidence, even when fear and uncertainty are present. The first step in taking decisive action is overcoming the paralysis of fear and indecision. Most people fail to act because they are trapped in a cycle of overthinking, analysis, and doubt. They wait for perfect conditions, for more information, or for the stars to align. But life rarely presents perfect conditions. And waiting too long often means missing the opportunity altogether. True decisiveness requires embracing the reality that action must occur in the face of uncertainty. It requires acknowledging fear, but refusing to let it dictate your choices. The most successful people are not fearless, they act in spite of fear. They understand that fear is a natural response when stepping into the unknown, and they use it as a signal rather than a stop sign. Once fear is acknowledged, the next step is clarity of purpose. Action without direction is wasted energy. Napoleon Hill emphasized the importance of a definite major purpose, a clear, specific goal that focuses your energy and provides a roadmap for every decision and action. When you know exactly what you want to achieve, every step you take becomes intentional. Clarity provides momentum, because indecision and distraction cannot survive in the presence of a compelling vision. When you take decisive action toward a defined objective, the universe responds in ways that support your efforts, creating opportunities and solutions that might have seemed impossible. Decisive action also requires overcoming the fear of failure. Many people hesitate because they fear making mistakes, being judged, or falling short. But failure is not the enemy. It is an essential part of growth. Every mistake provides feedback, every setback provides a lesson, and every failure brings you closer to mastery. The key is to act quickly, learn rapidly, and adjust continuously. Action without fear of failure creates a feedback loop of progress. Each attempt strengthens confidence, refines skills, and builds resilience. In fact, the willingness to act decisively in the face of possible failure is often what separates those who achieve extraordinary success from those who remain stuck in mediocrity. Another essential aspect of decisive action is taking small steps consistently. Many people are intimidated by the magnitude of their goals and assume that action must be grandiose to be effective. But the reality is that consistent, focused steps, no matter how small, compound over time into extraordinary results. The key is not to wait for the perfect, monumental moment, but to begin immediately with whatever resources, skills, and knowledge you currently possess. Action breeds confidence, and momentum builds with repetition. Even incremental steps taken consistently will eventually carry you across what once seemed impossible distances. Decisive action also involves embracing responsibility. When you act decisively, you acknowledge that you are the creator of your life. You do not blame circumstances, other people, or past failures. Instead, you take full ownership of your choices, decisions, and results. Responsibility empowers you because it places the control in your hands. Once you accept this truth, fear loses much of its influence, procrastination fades, and inertia is replaced with purpose-driven energy. Action becomes a natural expression of your commitment to creating the life you desire, rather than a reaction to external conditions. Equally important is acting with persistence. Initial steps are only the beginning. Obstacles, resistance, and challenges are inevitable. Many people take action briefly, encounter difficulty, and retreat. Decisive action means continuing forward, adjusting strategies as needed, and refusing to quit until results are achieved. Persistence multiplies the impact of every action because the combination of effort, learning, and adaptation compounds over time. The most remarkable successes often come not to those who were the fastest or the smartest, but to those who refuse to stop acting long enough to achieve the goal. Finally, decisive action is fueled by faith in your vision and in yourself. Knowing what to do and committing to do it are important, but belief that your efforts will yield results transforms action from mechanical movement into a powerful force of creation. Faith generates courage, perseverance, and energy, and it attracts the resources, people, and opportunities necessary to succeed. When action is combined with faith, it becomes magnetic, unstoppable, and transformative. In essence, Taking decisive action is the bridge that connects all the previous steps, identifying fear, reprogramming your mind, and creating a clear vision to the reality of achievement. It is the moment when ideas are no longer abstract, when potential is realized, and when dreams begin to materialize. Without action, even the clearest vision remains a fantasy. With decisive action, even the smallest step carries the power to change the course of your life. Remember, the future belongs not to those who wait, but to those who act. The life you desire is created not in contemplation, but in motion. The secret is simple: decide, commit, and act relentlessly. Each step forward builds courage, confidence, and clarity. Each action, no matter how small, moves you closer to the extraordinary life that awaits. Decisive action is not just a choice. It is the key to transforming fear into power, vision into reality, and potential into legacy. The mind is a remarkable instrument. It does not distinguish easily between what is real and what is vividly imagined. Every image, every thought, every mental picture we hold begins to influence our actions, decisions, and behaviors. This is why visualization is one of the most powerful tools for creating the life you want. To visualize your desired future is to plant a seed in your subconscious mind, one that will grow, shape, and ultimately attract the circumstances, opportunities, and actions necessary to make that vision a reality. Napoleon Hill, in his timeless exploration of success, emphasized that a clearly defined mental image of your goals acts as a magnetic force, drawing resources, guidance, and results toward you. Without a vision, action can be aimless. With visualization, every step becomes purposeful, every decision aligned with your highest ambitions. The first step in visualization is clarity. You must be specific about what you want. Vague desires produce vague outcomes. I want to be successful is insufficient. Success must be defined in precise terms. What does it look like, feel like, and mean to you personally? How much income, influence, freedom, or fulfillment do you desire? What experiences, relationships, or achievements are part of this vision? When your mind has a clear, detailed picture, it can begin to direct thoughts, decisions, and actions toward that reality. Clarity gives your imagination a blueprint, a structure that your subconscious mind can work with to identify opportunities and solutions that align with your vision. Visualization becomes even more powerful when it is emotionally charged. The human mind responds not just to images, but to feelings. To truly bring your vision to life, imagine not only the appearance of your desired future, but also the emotions you will experience when it becomes reality. Feel the pride, excitement, and satisfaction as if it is happening now. Imagine the sense of accomplishment, the joy of contribution, or the relief of financial security. Emotion acts as a supercharger for visualization because the subconscious mind is deeply influenced by feelings. When a mental image is paired with strong emotion, it becomes a living force within you, motivating action and attracting circumstances that resonate with that energy. Another essential component is mental rehearsal. Just as an athlete repeatedly practices a skill in their mind before performing it physically, you can rehearse your future in your imagination. Visualize the steps you must take, the challenges you might encounter, and yourself responding with confidence and competence. Imagine networking, negotiating, creating, innovating, and taking decisive action. Each rehearsal strengthens neural pathways in the brain, preparing you for real life execution. By repeatedly visualizing success, your subconscious mind begins to see it as natural and attainable, reducing hesitation and doubt when opportunities arise. Visualization also requires consistency. Just as a garden cannot grow without regular care, a mental image will not influence your reality unless it is nurtured daily. Set aside time each day to focus on your vision. Make it vivid, detailed, and emotionally rich. Some people write down their goals, create vision boards, or meditate on their desired future. These practices reinforce the image in your mind and signal to your subconscious that this is a priority. Consistency trains your mind to recognize opportunities, eliminate distractions, and align your actions with your long-term objectives. Equally important is combining visualization with belief. Imagining your desired future is powerful, but if doubt dominates your mind, visualization loses much of its effectiveness. Napoleon Hill stressed that the mind responds to faith. To maximize the power of visualization, cultivate an unshakable belief in your ability to achieve your goals. Replace thoughts of impossibility with conviction that your vision is attainable. When imagination is married to faith, your mind becomes a magnet for opportunities, resources, and creative ideas that might otherwise remain hidden. Visualization also works as a compass for decision making. When your desired future is clearly defined in your mind, it provides a reference point for every choice and action. Ask yourself, does this decision move me closer to my vision or away from it? Over time, this mental image sharpens your judgment, prioritizes your energy, and increases efficiency. It helps you avoid distractions and fear-driven reactions because your attention is focused on outcomes that matter most. By keeping your desired future at the forefront of your mind, you make conscious, intentional choices rather than drifting aimlessly through life. Finally, visualization transforms fear into motivation and clarity into action. When fear of the unknown paralyzes, visualization provides a vivid picture of possibility. When uncertainty clouds judgment, visualization creates a mental roadmap. When self-doubt threatens confidence, visualization reinforces identity and capability. By vividly imagining the life you desire, paired with emotion, faith, and consistent mental rehearsal, you prime your mind and body to act decisively. Your subconscious begins to attract the people, resources, and circumstances that align with your vision. Your conscious mind becomes alert to opportunities and solutions that might have gone unnoticed. Your life gradually begins to reflect the image you hold in your imagination. In essence, visualization is more than daydreaming. It is an active, strategic, and deliberate practice for designing your future. It transforms thought into energy, vision into action, and desire into reality. Every successful person understands that the life you live tomorrow is the reflection of the mind you cultivate today. By clearly visualizing your desired future, charging it with emotion, rehearsing it consistently, and pairing it with belief and decisive action, you set in motion a powerful chain reaction that reshapes your life. This is the secret of turning possibility into certainty, dreams into accomplishments, and fear into a catalyst for creating the extraordinary future you truly want. As we come to the close of this journey together, I want you to pause for a moment and really take in what we've explored. Fear is not the enemy. It is a signal, a guide, a test of your courage. The true secret to creating the life you desire does not lie in avoiding fear, wishing for perfect conditions, or waiting for luck to strike. It lies in understanding fear, reprogramming your mind, taking decisive action, and vividly visualizing the future you want. When these elements work together, they form a powerful engine capable of transforming your dreams into reality. Remember, the life you live tomorrow is a direct reflection of the thoughts you cultivate today, the actions you take despite fear, and the clarity with which you hold your vision. Fear may visit you again and again, but each time it does, you now have the tools to face it, to learn from it, and to move forward regardless. Every step you take in the direction of your goals, no matter how small, compounds into momentum, confidence, and undeniable results. Success is not something distant or reserved for a lucky few. It is available to you right here, right now, if you are willing to master your mind, confront your fear, act decisively, and hold a vivid picture of your desired future. This is the timeless principle that Napoleon Hill taught, the principle that every great achiever in history has applied, and the principle that can guide you from where you are today to where you want to be tomorrow. So, I challenge you, identify your fear, name it, and confront it. Reprogram your mindset to empower rather than limit you. Take decisive, bold action in alignment with your goals. Visualize your future with clarity, emotion, and unwavering faith. When you combine these principles, fear no longer has power over you. Doubt no longer clouds your path, and the extraordinary life you've imagined begins to unfold before you, step by step, day by day. The secret is simple, yet profound mastery over your mind, courage in the face of fear, clarity of vision, and relentless action. Apply these principles consistently, and you will discover that the future you desire is not just possible, it is inevitable. Your life is yours to create. The power is in your hands, and the moment to begin is now.